Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rahz from Fitness Business Mastery. We're going to be getting started very shortly. I have the man, the myth here, as I always say, Steve Torre, and we're excited for this. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Roz. Thanks so much for having me on here.
I'm excited, man. I'm glad that we got to chat. We've I've known you for a while, just from following the industry and being, keeping my eye on what's happening. And you've been doing some great stuff with your podcast over the years and stuff. But let's just kind of go into a little bit. I mean, I know we spoke a little bit before we got started, but I'd like for those who might not know who you are, don't know anything about your background, anything, if you could just kind of share with us just a little bit about yourself and your background.
Yeah, for sure. And likewise, I've even though it took a while for us to meet, I knew who you were, I knew your name well, and always followed what you were doing because you're obviously very very savvy in the marketing game. So it's great to finally be here. But yeah, the jump to my story, I've been more than anything, my entire adult life, I've been a fitness professional. It's something that I started when I was 18 years old, and jumped into it, kind of fell into being a personal trainer just because it was a gym job that I could make extra money while going through college. It was, my brother was working at a big box gym. I don't want to say what name it is, but it's the one that never closes. And
Hmm.
he was working the front desk. When I turned 18, he's only a year older than me. He got me a job, and then within a few months, there was an opportunity to be a personal trainer, and you had to go through the certification, which was like a week long, pass a test, and then you can start training. And I think back then, I think the base pay was like 16 bucks an hour, which, right, for me at that time, still in high school, was a great idea. And my plan was, you know what, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to pursue being a lawyer. That was going to be my path, and that's what I was planning, right? That was what I thought was going to happen. Right. Fast forward through the certification, myself and I think like six or seven other trainers went through the certification as well. This week-long course. We got there, and at the end of the week, we had to take this test, and I was the only one that passed the test. And we get back to the gym, nobody else is certified except me and a couple others that were already certified. So the gym had like from 9 trainers to like 3. And so I had to service all these clients from day one. Didn't really know what I was doing. I was an athlete my whole life, so I could use that. And what I did was I just listened to clients. I just listened to what they wanted. I was intuitive about the training, and it kind of paid off. I started making a lot more sales because I was listening to what the needs of the prospects were, and through that process, I kind of started just kind of learning and wanting to learn more about sales and marketing and branding. And that was when I was 18 years old. I mean, now I'm 36, right? That was a long time ago. I mean, nearly 20 years ago. And this whole time, I've been a trainer. I've worked in big box gyms. I've managed supplement stores. I've had my own facility for a few years. Worked personal training in homes. I mean, I've done it all. And the problems that I had are the same problems that trainers still have, and that's not having enough clients. And that's, having months where you're feasting and then months where you're having famine. And for me, it was really kind of learning what it's going to take to stick out in a crowded marketplace and having my own success as a trainer, wanting to share that with other trainers because I just don't like seeing anyone suffer and anybody who is really great at what they do not being able to share that. And I've always been someone who's just loved to learn, and I've self-taught myself a lot of skills from web design to graphic designing to copywriting to marketing, I mean, all sorts of things, right? As we do as when we're entrepreneurs. And this kind of has led me to where I am today, which is being able to create and help personal trainers and fitness professionals to be able to have resources that are ready done for them that they don't need to invest all their time and energy and money to create, and so that they can just keep moving and focusing on what they're good at, and that is getting results for their clients, and that's changing and saving lives.
Awesome, awesome. I think that that's really great. I mean, that's exactly what we all get into this industry for, is to make an impact. I think everyone has a story of where they started, and we all started in a big box. I worked for New York Sports Club Equinox Crunch for many years. Went the management route, and I learned
Hmm.
quickly that. No matter how good as a coach and I was only going to be I was going to hit a ceiling really quickly, and I didn't like what it was turning me into, just about the numbers.
Exactly.
So
That's exactly what I hated working in the big box gym is every month you had your closeouts and it was the numbers and we were forced to pitch these huge packages to clients who didn't really need them at times and put them these big, I mean $10,000 plus and I'm sure you guys probably did some serious volume, but I hated that part as well and compromising who I was, my integrity for the dollar bills.
mm. Yes, yes. I get the opportunity to chat now on the other side with a lot of fitness coaches and boot camp owners and stuff. And that's one of the things that I want to touch upon in this is that compromising your integrity. I mean, I know you just said that that means a lot to you, but do you see that's one of the challenges with this industry is that trainers are always like, people are negotiating their rates with them. They don't know how to get, and you said feast to famine. Can you touch upon like how much is integrity to growing a personal training business to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, and it's this is really right looking back and doing the what they call it the Monday morning quarterbacking, right? Looking back at my experience and knowing what's important, and having spent a lot of time where I did compromise my integrity and who I was and my beliefs because I needed money at times or because I thought I had to. But what it means to me to not compromise your integrity is that you don't take on clients who don't resonate with who you are or the mission that you're on. And part of that mission is shared with your clients, your prospects, is you're on a mission to help change and save lives, right? That's what we all do this for. That's why we don't go into the corporate industry or whatever is we love helping people. We love seeing that transformation. And so that's a path that we are on, right? And so that's what is at your core is you got to work with people who resonate with that. They want help being changed and they want to better themselves and they're going to value that because when you can help someone make a major transformation, not only are you helping them lose weight and feel better and be healthier, but you open up, I mean, 100 opportunities and pathways to their own life that they probably didn't even think about, and now they have the confidence and strength and energy to pursue. And so, when you have that integrity, that you only work with people who want that as well, and you're not going to compromise on your value, then you're going to have an equal exchange of that value, and everybody wins and everybody benefits, right? And when you're at a place where you're in that feast and famine, where you have some great months and things are looking up, and you tell your boyfriend, girlfriend, we're going on vacation next month, things are going great, my business is doing awesome, right? You're projecting that you're going to have the same killer months, month in, month out, but then reality hits, and the next month you have a few people quit, you don't have the signups, right? Some people are late with their checks, and then you have that month where you're like, holy crap, I don't know I'm going to pay my rent, right? We've all been through that. I mean, I've been through that more than I want to admit, right? And so,
Right.
you don't want to have a business that does that. You want to make sure that obviously that your business is predictable, that when people value you, they value your time, and they're going to pay for it, and they're going to pay they don't get their spot replaced, right? And as personal trainers, for some reason, our businesses get treated different than any other business. You talk to any hairstylist, any doctor, obviously, any person in the service industry, they're almost more respected for their time and their value than we are. And so, but that's our fault because they've gotten used to being able to negotiate and the trainer compromising on who they are and their value, right? Because they need those dollars.
Exactly, and I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be listening to this interview and this session, and they thought it's all about lead generation, Facebook, and the next great web design. But I love starting it off where we did because this is lead gen. I mean, if you know your ideal avatar and you're staying true to who you are and you have your mission in line with who you want to serve, you're going to attract that ideal client and they're going to come in like with a flood without worrying about if you're going to be able to get your next client because you don't need that secret funnel. So I love that we
Absolutely.
were able to go there.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna just tell a really quick story here because like I said, I know you've probably been there. I've certainly been there where you take on clients, you maintain clients who are not good, you hate training them, the energy is bad, but you need their money, right? And there's been times, I know at least 3 times in my life, in my career, where I didn't have a single penny left over at the end of the month. And if one client didn't sign up on time or if one client decided to quit, that I was going to be screwed, right? That I mean, I was in those situations at least 3 times where I had clients who I could not stand training, who were rude to me, who treated me like the help, who did not value me. And on 3 occasions, I got to the point where I was like, it's not even worth it. Like having this client ruins my entire day, my energy. And I've given money that I did not have back to them and just thought, you know what, I'll figure it out, but I'm not selling for this anymore. And immediately the universe rewarded me with a client that did fit into who I was. On at least 3 occasions, I know that that's happened. And I didn't have those leads set up. It just happened. And that was, I was lucky in that sense. I don't recommend anybody leaving their business up to chance and to luck, but I do believe that when you open up your world to energy, to positive energy, that you're going to attract positive people. And you got to first get rid of a lot of those, negative people and the people that bring you down to make sure that you have enough space for the good stuff.
For sure, my man. Well, I love it. I mean, because the people here, they want to know. I mean, we know that the trainers that are listening to this and they'll listen to the replay, really are stuck. And they're stuck in the sense of, and it's why we connected with how do I generate consistent leads? What would you say is one of the best ways you've learned and you've been able to implement it in your success, getting leads consistently coming into your business?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's jump right into the stuff that everyone's here for, and this is the stuff that's important, right? And the first thing I'm going to say is, before you want to start looking to getting a higher influx of traffic and leads, you got to first make sure that there aren't any holes in your net, right? And so what makes up your net where you're going to be catching those leads, right? If we think about like you're out fishing in a stream and you're going to go to a stream where there's a lot of fish who are going to be coming, and all you need to do is put your net in and you're going to catch them. But now if your net has a bunch of big old holes, all those fish are going to get through, right? So it doesn't matter where you are because an advantage of it. And what makes up that net is your branding and your positioning, right? And so that means that you need to have a platform, whether it's a website, whether it's in social media, whether it's like a Yelp page or your Google local, but some sort of platform that is going to start off the selling for you. You need to have that first, because what I see when I talk to trainers every single day, and what I see the most is that they spend a lot of time trying to improve traffic and lead generation, but their business is full of holes, right? That means that they get all these leads that are interested, but then when they get there, their leads change their mind, right? Or they're not convinced. So you got to make sure that your branding is on point, that you're known for the things that you're trying to be known for. If you want to be a transformation expert, if you want to be the go-to person who helps moms get their body backs, or if you're the person who works with executive men and you help them feel like they're 30 years old again, right? Whatever it is you got to make sure that your branding, your platform says that about you. And that when people get introduced to you, that first experience, that first introduction, that they're pre-sold, right? That's your pre-frame. They're pre-sold on you, and now all they need is just a little bit of more of engagement, and they're going to buy. So that's the first thing, is that if you want to look at from that 30,000-foot view of your business and be realistic and ask yourself, how am I being perceived online and offline about my business, right? When people see this, what are they thinking? Am I being lost in the shuffle? Am I sticking out? Am I sticking out for the right things? And am I being seen as one of the top dogs in my area, right, or online? So that's number one first, is making sure that you don't have any of those holes that leads can pass through.
Yeah, man, and you crushed it with that. I mean, I think that if just to kind of carry off that, so that make sure that they get this, because sometimes things go in one ear and out the other. everyone wants to go to Facebook. I get all these people right away. Oh, what's your best Facebook
Mhm.
copy? Can you give me your best image, Roz? And I'm telling you, man, having a authority site or a blog or even some platform that you're building on and creating that social proof, as you were saying, Steve, is crucial
Yeah,
because perceived view of you, whether it's offline and online, there. I mean, people are Googling you right away. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, my business is built through word of mouth." Word of mouth is not a business. It's a hope, a pray,
right.
a dream. Like
Exactly.
I could tell people like all the time, they're like, "Oh yeah, my business is everyone is referral." Well, someone's going to tell you about someone, and then they're going to go Google you. And if you don't have a good reviews, you don't have a good face. I mean, I have like 60, 70 reviews on my Facebook page, and people always tell me, "Oh, I read them all," and I'm like,
Absolutely.
wow, that's crazy. So that's a great tip, man. I think people, if you're listening, build your platform so that people can find you and seek you out and know who you are and learn you. And that's how you're going to get pre-served. What's another point you would add?
Yeah. So that's the first thing, right? Is making sure that your branding, that you have that authority platform in place. And the second thing is going to be that you want to be able to have some sort of no-brainer. It could be free or paid. Free is usually better because there's no risk for a person giving you their email. But you have to have some sort of, right, the lead magnet, some sort of bait that your prospect, right, your ideal client, that person who is that perfect client for you, that they're dying to learn. So this is where a lot of people get it wrong is that when trainers are going to put out a lead magnet, right? Because we know we're going to put up an opt-in page or we're going to try to capture emails that build our list, is that they put up some generic, right? They put some recipes or they put, it could be a few workouts. And the thing is that all this information, even the information that we're going to give to our clients, right? All that stuff is available for free already. You just do a Google search, you're going to find that stuff. And so what you need to do is you need to really get to being able to offer something that they're absolutely dying to learn, and it needs to be specific. So if you're going to be talking to, let's say, to moms, right? Because a lot of people train moms, is it needs to be so specific that you're going to be offering some sort of lead magnet that is something like this, and this is just an example, and it would be, the how to get your first week back from having a baby guide, something like that, something super specific. Or for guys, right, it could be, the testosterone boosting and high energy workout for high stress executives, right? So does that make sense, Roz?
Absolutely. And I love that because that was actually my next point. I mean, it leads really into people want to, like you said, lead magnet. You need to, I always use, and I learned from a guy in Australia, cool coach, it's got to be short, actionable, goal oriented, and it got to be effective. You got to be like some people used to do, and I know you remember this, the ebooks, the free ebooks.
Yep.
And they were like, who's going to read a 400-page ebook and think that they're going to get
Exactly.
started? Right? So
Yep.
it's got to be, and I know that's what's great about Fitness Leads on Demand is that you help create these lead magnets that are so easily installed into your business. But as long as you have that beginning part positioned properly, these things are great for lead gen, and they're not for getting clients right away. People think they're going to right away. I'm going to put a lead magnet up and have a boatload. You have to have a platform and a funnel set up, your
Yeah.
emails, and all the parts of your
Exactly.
business.
Exactly. I think, and these percentages are rough, but I think roughly, if you look at 100% of, your people who are within your audience, is roughly 15 to 20% are going to be ready to buy right away, right? Because they know what they're looking for. Those are the gimmies. 15 to 20% aren't going to be interested at all, right? They may know they need it, but they just don't care. They're not interested. And then you have that 60% right in the middle that need to be convinced that what you're offering, that there's a perceived difference and there's a higher perceived value, right? And those two are so important, is that there has to be a difference, because if you don't offer any kind of difference in some sort, you're just going to blend in. They're going to go sign up at their local gym. They're going to go to their next trainer. They're going to go to a franchise workout place, whatever it is. And so you have to have something that is going to distinguish your business, and you do that right up front by really getting to the very core needs and the core wants of your niche. And so you do that with that lead magnet. It's got to be beyond something that's just recipes. Nobody cares, right? It's got to be something that, they need right now. It's short, it's actionable, and it's going to be effective, just like you said.
Cool, man. Well, I'm gonna transition right into, I think that this is great here. So I'm gonna go to this next slide. What is fitness leads on demand? Because I think that's a great transition. This is what people want. They want to know about. I mean, I know when you launched the product, I got excited for it because I know that one of the biggest cogs in my coaching business was I've learned how to create lead magnets. I've learned how to use ClickFunnels and lead pages and Optimize 2.0, and I've had to go through my own learning curve. But when I'm working with a new client, it made it almost impossible to get them up and running fast enough to get any momentum because they didn't have that time to invest in the learning curve. So tell us a little bit about what was your inspiration for Fitness Leads on Demand?
Yeah, absolutely. So for probably for like a year prior to launching Fitness Leads on Demand, I was working with just clients one-on-one from all over the world, helping them set up their automated funnels. And it was just like learning the process myself, getting good at the process. And so I was just working one-on-one, and the same thing I was hearing from every client kind of opened up my some ideas onto what I could do for the masses. And so, what that was is that the work that I was doing was it had a perceived higher I value, right? I was creating websites that look beautiful, lead magnets that look great, web and opt-in pages that just look stunning. So when your prospects hit them, already there's that perceived difference that I mentioned just a couple minutes ago. The other thing is that no one had time or even the know-how of how to put together these content-rich lead magnets or content-rich platforms, and then connecting them with your autoresponder. And there's 100 steps, and it's not easy. It definitely is complicated. And so I saw an opportunity and a need to be able to try to simplify that as much as possible. And so that's what Fitness Leads on Demand essentially is. And
Gotcha.
it's
And
oh no, if
go
I can
ahead.
say just one more thing, I had a mute there so I can cough really quick. But so Fitness Leads on Man is essentially it's a members area where my customers and trainers have access to mostly done for you resources, and they're done so at extremely high quality, meaning that you can choose from the various, and it's a growing library of lead magnets from either nutritional programs or core challenges, and there's a lot of different ones, and you can go in there and you pick which one you want, and you have the content. You can customize it if you want, or just use a straight PDF content. And then there's a full funnel that you can integrate with it that again, it's done. The copy is done. It's not just a template that has dummy text. It's all written out. You input your name, you put your business's address, and so it saves you hundreds and hundreds of hours to be able to implement these, to be able to start using them to generate leads. And so this page we're looking at, this is the main page, but it's not the actual sales page. But this is essentially, kind of what I started with when I first thought of the idea. It was really just because I saw the need for trainers who, when I would talk to them like you would, Rahz, is you tell them, okay, you're going to need a lead magnet, you're going to need this, you're going to need that. And they're like, that's great, but I don't even know how to get started. So I kind of just put my, bunch of a big dump of ideas, and just started. This is what I started with. What we're seeing, this 7-day fat loss jumpstart. I put this together in like a week, without really knowing that I was going to give it away, and just decided to see what happened. And so this is a 7-day, and you can just see how high the quality looks already, right? From the images, the design pack, the pages, the ebook. And so this is the type of stuff that you have access to. So it looks so much greater than probably what most trainers have the know-how on how to create, right? Because you're not investing your time to learn how to do this. You're a trainer, you're investing your time and energy on knowing how to get better results. And that's what you should do. So Fitness Leads on Demand is helping to bridge that so that you don't have to put as much time and energy into it. It saves you hundreds of hours, tons of frustration, and also you don't need to come up with the ideas. There's tons of great ideas that you can start using to start attracting those brand new leads, and then using those in different sources to also find more traffic.
Great, man, and I love that. That's why I wanted to put it up, just so people can get a true visual of what it is. I mean, I know that, like I said, I've done this stuff. I've created some of my own lead magnets, and just being able, I know how time consuming it is. And if you're working in your business right now and you got a studio and you're a jack of all trades. You're the head dishwasher, you're mopping the floors, you're training the clients, you're creating the meal plans. This is one area that you could outsource for a very small investment and really get a ton of a high ROI on it if you take action on it. I really feel like I'm endorsing it because I've used it and I see trainers that are using it. And I think it's one of the biggest cogs. The copy you've already written. All you have to do is edit it and put it into their systems and connect a few things, their email and stuff like that, which is really great. Now, how did you, like you said, you invested the time and energy to learn all this stuff and got kind of inspired to do that. But who is this ideally, like, is this for like boot camp owners? Is it for studio owners? Who did you really want to design this for?
Well, really, it came about to the trainer that was struggling. So regardless if you're a personal trainer or if you're a group trainer or a boot camp instructor, these resources are written for you. And so if if there's a particular funnel or lead magnet that looks like it's geared more towards women, there's also, I provide design packs for my designer to rebrand it for men as well, right? So we try to target a little bit of for everybody, whether you're training men, women, both. So it's just for anybody who's struggling. And the great thing is that testing is a huge, huge part of marketing, is because what might work in my area, right, may or may not work in your area, Rahz. And so what's important is to be able to have the speed of testing different offers and different different components. And with Fitness Leads on Demand is you have a lot of those resources done. So it saves you so much time. So you can put out 1 month a particular lead magnet, like that 7-day fat loss jumpstart. If that doesn't work, right, maybe the next month, or maybe it doesn't work as well, as you're going to go to the 6-day core challenge, a stronger core challenge, which is one of the funnels inside the members area. And so you have a lot of different resources to just put out every single month to be able to help you plan out what your marketing calendar is going to be. And the more fresh you can keep it, the more your prospects are going to love it, and even the people that are on your list, right, it'll eventually keep pulling them in, the people that are just kind of sitting back. And it's also going to help keep you as a trainer continually inspired, because one thing that we definitely run out of as fitness professionals is energy and enthusiasm. And so if you can have that by saving time, by knowing that the next 3 months I already have planned out in my head what my marketing is going to be, you're going to see that you're going to have a lot more time, you're going to enjoy your business more, and you're not going to have these months of the feast and the famine that we were talking about.
Great. Now, the big question is, are these pages and things that you create Facebook friendly?
Yes, everything, every funnel that is done is built to be Facebook friendly. And as we know, if you're running Facebook ads, there's a lot they don't like. And so everything is built to be able to get approved. And there's even done for you ads and images for ads that are designed to get approved. And so they're not going to have the language that they find offensive, right? Some of the language that we might use for our marketing. So everything is done so that you can run paid ads to it. But what I definitely recommend is there's so many things that we can do as trainers to generate traffic and leads before ever thinking about Facebook ads. And most people don't even do that. They kind of jump right to Facebook ads, and you got to spend some time learning Facebook ads, or have somebody like you walk them through it to see success, because it's getting tougher and tougher to really get great results with ads. So there's, a dozen different things that I definitely try to teach to make sure that you do those things first. And then once you've exhausted that, now you can start looking to paid advertising.
For sure. I call it the guerrilla stuff that I love to do: public speaking, getting out there, networking with people, just shaking hands and hugging babies. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of people, we've gone away from that, because I'm not gonna lie. My business quadrupled when Facebook, the ad platform,
Hmm.
started. we jumped on board early, made a ton of mistakes, lost some money, but when we learned it, it did give us the slight edge. But I truly do believe that if you don't understand the guerrilla or the grassroots stuff, at some point Facebook might just cut us off, because like you were saying,
Mhm.
it's hard as fitness professionals. The images, the copy, what you can and can't say changes every day with every algorithm change. It's
Yep.
definitely a learning curve for people, and I mean, I'm hearing it all the time, and it's why I was excited to kind of work and collaborate with you. Is that I can take this aspect, I can create a few trainings and show people what's the latest and greatest stuff that's working, because I'm doing it with 3 of my personal training studios right now. I'm not just talking about it. I'm using images. I'm working with the different stuff and really just get them immediate results.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's
And
cool, man.
yeah, with Facebook, and not only that, but to add one more thing is it's getting way more expensive to even play on Facebook. The minimal ad spend has now gone up, and then your expected cost per click and cost per conversion, everything has gone through the roof. I mean, like 1,000% higher. And so you can still get great results and great success, but it's going to take you a little bit more to invest to find that secret formula. And that's why, like I said, those grassroots marketing types of tactics, you got to nail those. And that's also what kind of helps us get out of our comfort zone, which is definitely good. I think so many trainers, we try to hide behind the computer and try to get people to come to us, right? That's kind of like going to a bar and waiting for the girls to talk to you, when you got to do it the other way around, right? You got to go out and you got to market and, like I said, shake hands and kiss babies and get out there. And when you do that, your paid marketing is going to be so much better as well.
For sure, man. I mean, I've been working with a lot of trainers, telling them that their authority building platform, they think that email and blogging is dead. It's not as fast, but those things are sustainable and you can do them. I mean, I'm sure you follow Ryan Lee and his one
Oh,
day
yeah.
email campaign that he's
Mhm.
doing.
Yep.
It's phenomenal. He and Pat Rigsby. I was on the phone with Pat a couple days ago, and I look forward to 6 a.m. seeing what Pat wrote today.
I do the same with the Ryan Lee. One of the first emails that I've done this for years is his is one of the first email that I read, and I never skip a day. And if I get caught up, I make sure that I never erase his, because it's always something valuable, and that's what he's built, right? I mean, that's the following, and I've spent a lot of money with Ryan Lee over the years, and that's essentially what we're trying to do with our businesses. And so, yeah, absolutely, getting that connection beyond the business entity is you're actually connected to your prospects and to your list. And even people I know who have probably never bought from Ryan yet, is they follow him. And just like Pat Rigsby too, is you follow him, like them well, and then eventually that will lead to an opportunity to spend money to work with them.
For sure. Man, this has been great. What would Can you share maybe 3 or 4 resources outside of, Fitness Leads on Demand that you've helped you grow your business, or you share with your clients? Maybe their books, their seminars you went to, audios. What are a couple things that you could share with this audience right now that they could go out and kind of start to acquire some of the knowledge that you've been able to incur?
Yeah, for sure. And this is no particular order, but one of the best resources is going to be anything that somebody else can do for you that you do, right? And so there's a website, and there's a dozen of these, but the one that I like to use is called Upwork. I think it's upwork.com. So upwork.com. And essentially, you go and you bid jobs for anything techie that you need, whatever it is. You can even find an assistant on there, and people from all over the world are going to bid on your job for what you pay, and you're going to find good people who will get these projects done for you. And so why I love this is because, how I fell in love with this site was that I wanted, for a personal website, there's a specific look that I was going for that I wasn't able to get for myself. I was toying with the code and just couldn't get it, and it was frustrating. I spent 2 days, and then I said, screw it, I'm going to hire this out. I went on Upwork, I posted a job, and within a day, I had a replica of the site that I wanted with my content, my branding, and I think I paid like $80 for a brand new website. And so someone from India did it, and they're very skilled over there. And so that's how I fell in love with Upwork. So that resource is, if there's something that's holding you back right? Find somebody else who's really good at doing it, right? Don't let that be your hurdle. Technology should never ever be a hurdle. I hear that a lot and it drives me nuts because there's so many people you can hire at any budget who can do this stuff for you. So that's resource number one. Um, the second thing that I would say is that you want to leverage your either your affiliates or your joint venture opportunities. I don't see this enough as well. This is going back to that guerrilla marketing. Is that if you have a physical business, there's tons of other businesses that your clients go to that you guys share your clientele, but you offer different services and you can easily do different co-promotions. You can even, if you have your own location, you can host a health fair. I mean, there's so many things you can do to help leverage the lists of other people. And something that I did in my own area is I had a couple of dress stores, and it was an expensive area of wedding dress stores, and I offered every single person that walked through their door a training package. And it was just an intro training package, and if anybody bought a dress, they were giving like a 6-week training package at a huge discount, right? And those ladies turned into longer-term clients because they had big goals. But that was something that I was able to leverage that demographic, that list, without doing anything, without paying anything. So definitely look at what other joint ventures you can do. Get in there, talk to those business owners, get to meet them, and see what you can come up with that's mutually beneficial. And then the third thing I would definitely say is, and this is something that we all deal with, right? I deal with it on a daily basis. No one is, no matter how your success grows, you're always going to deal with this. And that is, managing the feelings of overwhelm. And the only two ways to do that, right, that I've found are continually growing, right? So you're learning something that interests you, something that's going to help improve your business. It can be personal. It doesn't have to be business. It can even be, something to help you improve how to be in a relationship. So you constantly growing, that will help you keep from feeling overwhelmed, and then being grateful, giving back. For at least for the last few years, every single time that I've felt where it's like, man, I don't even know how to get out of this hole, I'll find a specific charity and I'll donate something, whether it's $100, whatever it is, and immediately it's going to change your state. So you got to control your energy, right? We have those feelings of being overwhelmed, like we don't know how to get out of our particular problem or whatever it is. Go to those two things. Learn something so you're growing personally, and then give back, even in a small way, whatever it is. It doesn't have to directly relate to your business, but the act of giving, the act of growing, those are going to help you feel like you can see, outside the tunnel.
Outstanding, man. I think that those are all great points. I mean, Upwork I've used a lot. Great on help with technology. I don't think that people. I mean, you and I, it's a JV, and we get to work together, and it's awesome. AJ and Alicia and all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And overwhelmed. I mean, I could tell you that putting on Fitness Business Intensive is a new overwhelming feeling for me.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a live event and sharing and knowing that you're putting your butt out there, but that's what we all do. It's kind of exciting. I love being in this game and kind of pushing forward and, like you said, growing. That's where it happens, man. So I'm just really thank you so much for this. I wanted to share with everybody who's listening here. You guys, I'm sure a lot of you know about Fitness Business Intensive, the 2-day, in the trenches work on your business. This is all going to be about breaking down. I mean, I got 9 projects that I want to share with you: how to get your ideal model, how to create your signature system, how to create authority and strategy. We call it ACE, your authority, celebrity, and expert storytelling position, your demand, creating what's your whole sales process. And the best part about this is that Steve was gracious enough to throw in a bonus for you and get the opportunity to jump on board with Fitness Leads on Demand, test drive it, and trust me, once you join, you're not going to want to stop and get out of there, because there's just so much coming down. But Steve, what we didn't touch upon? Some of the things you have coming down the pipeline for these guys that are not even on your site or in the membership area yet. Can you just share with them a little bit about how that works and the membership and all?
Yeah, absolutely. So the membership is a monthly subscription, and so depending on when you're listening to this, it can be anywhere from $97 to maybe even higher, because as the value of the resources grow, the membership price is going to increase a little bit too. But you definitely are going to always get 10 to 20% the value of what you're paying for what you're getting in return. So that's always guaranteed. So the way it works, it's a monthly membership. You can cancel anytime you want, so you're not going to be locked in. And so you have access to all the different resources. And the main sections of resources are going to be you have funnels. And so the funnels are done for you, one click install if you're using ClickFunnels. If you're not using ClickFunnels, then you can use any platform and you can swipe the copy. You have the lead magnets that are, again, done for you. You download, you can change a few things in a Word doc if you want, or you can just use a PDF straight. You're going to have email sequences that go along with those so that you can use those to back up your opt-in, that when you get those emails and those people either don't sign up right away, they don't take your offer, or they don't come in, is that you can hit them with a high content, high value autoresponder series that is written for you already. And so every single autoresponder series that I write is all meant to be able to increase engagement. And so these emails are written the way Ryan Lee's and Pat Rigsby's email types are written, is they speak directly to your prospect, right? They're going to give some really great, something they want to learn, and it's going to ask for actual engagement. So it feels like they're getting these emails to them individually. And then you're going to have the done for you ad campaigns, and those are going to be the images, the copy that is suggested. Now, of course, with ad campaigns, just a little disclaimer is you got to test. Every market's going to be a little different, but at least it gives you a starting point with those. There's also training on there on things that are working right now. There's trainings on just how to be able to leverage and customize your business. And this stuff, these resources are constantly growing. So every month there's stuff being added. And it's very member driven, because what I hear as far as feedback, what you need is that's what goes into the creation. Is when Fitness Leads on Demand first launched, it's already different than when we first started, because we listened to our members and we listen to the people that, as far as what's needed, and we try to come up with the stuff that's going to help you with your business. And so there's a ton of content that you can just use straight. And one thing I want to say is why I love this fitness business intensive and guys like you, Rahz, is that you need to have, the perfect combination is you have the resources, and then you have the person who's going to show you how to use those resources, right? And it's kind of like you're going to try to make this really fancy dinner, and you have all the recipes, but now you don't know what to do with it, right? You have all the ingredients. Now it's like, hey, well, how do I put this together? So, I really recommend, if you can, get to Rahz's Fitness Intensive, on a call with them, because Rahz, you run 3 fitness businesses yourself. You know exactly how to do this stuff. You know how to speed up the process to success, and Rahz is going to show you how to use these done-for-you resources to save you time and show you exactly what to do with them. So this way there isn't any question. Because I will say there are a good number of fitness professionals who do sign up for Fitness Leads on Demand, and they're still lost. And so, we try to help them up as much as you can, but that is a reality. You do need to know what to do with them, and that's going to help, speed up that process so you can get to success quickly and you're not stuck in that place of being frustrated.
For sure, man. I mean, I could tell you that the one thing that I saw and I was excited about was that I just thought this was a natural connection. When I'm helping someone now, I can see the speed of implementation quadruple. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to get done. 1 week to get this set up, and now we're making money, and you're making an impact, and you're helping people, and that's what it's all about. Where I mean, I'm sure. Do you remember Optimize 2.0 or
Yeah,
1.0 when it came
optimized
out?
price. Yep,
Yeah,
I have both. Yeah.
it took me weeks and weeks, and I had to learn different pieces of code and things in order to get my pages up. And I was like, oh, I finally got a funnel, and one piece was broken. I found out that it wasn't mobile optimized or something. I'm like, wow, it looks great on my desktop and horrible on my phone. So these are just really designed well. The copy is strong. You can tweak it to your market, like Steve was saying, and it just makes sense, man. I can't give it a bigger endorsement than that.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. No, yes, definitely. That is the goal, is to be able to move quickly. Because yeah, with the resources inside Fitness Leads on Demand, and with a person who can show you the way like you, I love that. 1 week, boom, get your lead magnet, get your opt-in pages, get your funnel optimized, done. All right, next week we're going to focus on the paid marketing or guerrilla marketing, whatever it is, and you start seeing results incredibly fast. And so that's definitely what the goal is. And so I definitely love being able to commiserate and work together with you as well, Roz.
Thank you, my man. So if you're on this webinar right now and you're wondering exactly when is and how do you register for Fitness Business Intensive, it's very simple. Go to your computer right now, www.fbilive.com. Very simple, fbilive.com. Register today, and you're going to get that fast action bonus. You're going to get up and running, and I'll actually throw in an additional coaching call to help you get off started in the right direction. So we'll jump on the phone, find out what's not working, what's working, got you set up with your ClickFunnels and everything, and get you on your way. But I'll also see you live September 30th and October 1st. If you're anywhere in the tri-state area, New York, Connecticut, Boston, Massachusetts, Jersey, you want to make sure you be down here. And we're going to definitely jump back on some other trainings and give you guys a live demo and some stuff that I got, some ideas I got to talk to Steve about, and we'll make it happen for you guys. I want to thank you guys for listening and watching. Steve, thank you so much for your time, man. What would you like to lead us off with?
I would lead you off with this is, no matter what, just keep moving forward. I've been probably in almost every situation everyone's listening here has been in the darkest places and in the brightest places. And even if you don't know what to do next, just take the next obvious step. As long as you keep moving forward, things are going to be okay, right? If you're in a place where it's like you don't know how you're going to pay your bills, you don't know how, you see this stuff and you know you need it, but you can't afford it, your situation in a month and in 6 months and a year from now is not going to be the same. So just keep moving forward. You're going to be cool. Hang out with cool people like Rahz. Connect, learn, keep growing, and you're going to be good.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate your time today, and we'll definitely chat very soon. And as always, guys, go out there and make a huge impact. I'm Rahz Slaughter from Fitness Business Mastery, and I'll see you guys all soon. Take care. Steve, thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks, Rahz.